Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigval here, and welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm gonna talk about the 7, I think, biggest beginner mistakes that you could do at the start of the game that will totally destroy your progress and will slow down things a lot. There's obviously more than this, but I feel like those are kind of the more important and more common ones. So yeah, let's get into it. First up, I want to talk about energy. You might be seeing my videos, you might be seeing other people's videos, and you might see a lot of energy here because as you collect the daily rewards, if you already have 180, it's just gonna stack up and you see this and you're like, yeah, energy is irrelevant, nobody's spending it. I am not spending it because I'm no longer benefiting from spending it. But until you get to that point, energy is going to be absolutely amazing for you because what you can go ahead and do is just farm heroic difficulties. As far as you are able to push, you don't have to farm the very end of the campaign. And by farming them, you're going to get yourself some credits and some gear pieces. And you can shatter those gear pieces in order to get gear materials and gear reforges. I'm dropping any as I'm talking about this, but they promise you do drop gears, and you should definitely use your energy. Your energy should be spent on challenges. Your energy should be spent on resource missions. Until you've been playing the game for probably a year or something like that, you should not stop spending energy because there's so much to gain by spending energy, and it's a valuable resource. And you should spend it so then it has time to recharge. And by the way, farm Dr. Fate from this campaign because you need Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate is great. Another mistake a new player can make, and honestly a mistake everybody can make, and I'm currently actively making it, is not playing Champions Arena. Look, Champions Arena is not the most interesting game mode in the game, however for a new player it's probably the easiest, because the season rewards are gonna get pretty good as you push to the divisions, and you're probably going to be able to push very early to at least Division 6 or even Division 5. Because the thing is, this doesn't really reward a very strong account or a very good gameplay. This rewards time investment because a lot of the people here are going to have absolute garbage defensive teams. Like, look at this trash. Probably you are going to be able to beat this maybe even a few days after starting the game, maybe a week after starting the game, and this is easy 3 points. Easy 8 points, excuse me. And you're gonna be able to grind this relatively easy, and you're gonna be able to advance the first few divisions with very few fights actually done. So there's absolutely no reason for you to not play Champions Arena, and it's a lot of a more guaranteed modes than playing Arena to get gems. You should definitely play normal Arena, but this I feel like is a lot more accessible for new players just because of the way this works and functions. You just wait and search for a weak defensive team. If the enemy has a strong defensive team, just avoid it. I don't have examples for that, but yeah, look at this. This is still bad, but I'm gonna get more points for fighting something that's a lot weaker than that. So as soon as you can find those weak opponents, and you're gonna be able to find them, I at some point grinded to the last Champions Arena division just to see if things are too different. And no, you can still find over there very weak defensive teams that you can fight. So definitely don't overlook Champions Arena. Another thing that I see so many goddamn people do, and please just stop. Get some help. This is a gambling edition at this point. You see this chest? It doesn't matter that it's this chest specifically, but this is a good example because this is a bad chest. Somebody might get some gems from the daily achievements, from the arena, from Champions Arena, and as soon as this number up here reaches 500, they're gonna be like, oh boy, it's time to open some chests. Let's see what's in the store. Oh, look at this, a chest with 2 legendary characters. Again, this is a bad chest. Not the worst chest, but a pretty bad chest. And they're gonna be like opening one. You're not gonna get it, probably, because you have only a 7% chance to get this, and it's not even great characters. They're gonna get the goddamn gold cheetah, and they're gonna be like, oh, this game is terrible, I hate this game, I never get lucky. But you opened only one chest with an 8% chance to get something. You're probably gonna get nothing good. What you should do with your gems, and I went a bit more in depth in a video about how to spend your gems as a new player. You should search for that if you need that information. But after you're done with the things that you do early game, like buying a few premium and hero chests to have a few heroes to use in Arena and Champions Arena, you should save up for sales or for very good chests. The only chests in the game that are worth full price are the Baton of the Drum premium chest and the chest that contains Beast Boy and Raven. Other than that, anything that is not on sale, it's pretty much a waste of gems. And if you just go for whatever is in the store, when you have 500 gems in order to satisfy that gambling itch that you have, buddy, get help at that point. Another thing that a lot of new players are gonna maybe do, and when I started the new account series back in the day, I randomly did that myself, and then I looked at it and I was like, why did I do that? Why did I waste my credits like that? So we get something that's called talents, and eventually you do want to work around with talents. They're going to be pretty good for your builds. But in the early stages of the game, let me get over this free refresh here so we can see the price. It's going to be 7,500 to roll those things. And it's gonna be terrible odds of getting, I got relatively lucky getting a rare here, getting those talents. And if you look for epic talents, you are most likely looking at least 1 mil credit spend, depending on if you're looking even at a specific epic talent. So rather than do that early in the game, I suggest you use your credits in order to upgrade character abilities, because that's gonna be some instant impact that your credits are going to have. Because with talents you might get it, you might not, but getting those 10 levels on an ability early on when a character that you're using on in Arena or Champions Arena is going to make a huge difference. So I definitely don't suggest that early game you waste your credits on talents. You should use save them up for star upgrades, and you should definitely save them up for ability upgrades and also passive upgrades. This is very important. Later on, as you get into soul rates and all that other stuff, you are going to get more credits than you have physically time to spend. But until you get to that point, you should be careful, and talents are definitely something you should somewhat stay away from. But definitely do your daily refresh for free talents. If you're down to do that on every single character, that's fine. If you're down to do that on a couple of characters that you're using, that's also fine. But do not drop a lot of crits on talents early. That's going to ruin your account progression. And another thing that I wanted to point out also in terms of character progression, account progressions, we got something here that's called galactic, intergalactic, cosmic, whatever orbs. Those things are going to allow you to promote your characters, and early on you're going to have not that many intergalactic orbs. And there's a chest that has those intergalactic orbs. And whenever that chest got into the game, I criticized it and I told people, you should never ever get that, because it's something that's not going to be that impactful, and it's something you're going to gradually get by just playing the game. And when the system of 7 stars came in the game, I actually did not have enough intergalactic orbs to upgrade all of the characters that I was actively using on the secondary account, but I didn't buy the chest because I'm eventually going to get those. Now I'm at the point where I have 177. Imagine if I wasted gems buying this garbage. So this is just an example as to, generally speaking, you should not waste gems on things that you're eventually gonna get without spending gems, and you have a pretty decent chance of getting them. And for example, intergalactic orbs, that's a guarantee you're gonna get those, so no reason to spend gems there. Okay, this next one I had to get on my main account for, because this is a mistake I've been guilty of at the start of my Injustice 2 mobile experience. So when I started playing, it was a lot of years ago, and back then, Tantaron Walkman was a pretty damn good character, and I was like, oh, I like this guy a lot. Let's put all my resources into him. And yeah, that's one of the worst things you can do, because let's get to a character that I don't have built up. Let's go all the way to this Aquaman over here. Let me show you. Whenever you upgrade gears for characters, we're going to go all the way to level 30 or 40. Okay, let's go to 40, because 40 unlocks all the bonuses. That's going to be 50k. Got all the way to 40, we got all unlocked. If you want to get 20 more levels after that, that's going to be 120k. It's more than double. it took to upgrade from level 1 to 40. And the thing is, it's not gonna scale better. Every single level gives you the absolute same amount of stat increase. So getting from level 40 to level 50 is gonna give you the same amount of things that you get from 50 to 60, but it's gonna become more expensive. And you're gonna unlock the 4th gear slot as soon as you reach level 75, but you should not worry about that too much. You're gonna be much better off upgrading multiple characters and working on multiple characters at the same time, getting them all the way to level 40 gears, and then moving on to the next character. Then you're gonna be upgrading only one character to max level gears, because it's just gonna be a lot more cost efficient in the early stages of the game to spread out your resources to more characters. You're eventually gonna get the resources you use for this from Soul Rays, and you're gonna get a lot of them, and this is gonna stop being a problem. But managing them properly until you get to that point is gonna be crucial for your progression. And if you just pile all the goddamn resources you have on a single character, you're probably not gonna have a good time in the long run. And I'm telling you this from experience, because I dropped so many resources early on Atlantean Armor Aquaman, and I slowed down my progress very, very badly. And then I learned my lesson and did the same thing with Darkseid afterwards. But hey, the more we learn by doing mistakes, guys. And the last mistake that you can do that I want to get into over here is not being in the league. I'm just going to show you the league store interface, because I don't want to give you the code to my league, because a lot of people are going to apply to it, and that's not the most optimal way to find a league, and we're probably not going to accept you. However, there's a link in the description to a Discord server that literally says join if you need the league. So join that Discord server and see if they got any leaks. And if they don't have any leaks, there's going to be also a chat in that Discord that directs you to other Discord servers of leaks that might be welcoming new players if we don't have any spots on the Discord that I'm going to put there. But you should be in a league, because there's going to be the league store, which is going to give you access to some pretty damn good characters. And later on, XP capsules. There's going to be league raids, which are going to give you a lot of resources, and there's going to be league invasions, which is going to give you yet again a lot of resources. So if you're not in a league and you want to play this by yourself, and I get that in a lot of games I kind of had the inclination towards that, like, I don't care about cooperating with people, let me just pretend this is a single player experience, which is for the most part, but you're missing out in Injustice Mobile on a lot of things by not being in a league. Well, that being said, thanks so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it, and I'll hopefully see you all in the next one. Goodbye!